What's that sound? It's For Amusement Only, the EM and Bingo Pinball Podcast.
Welcome back to For Amusement Only. This is Nick Baldridge. Tonight, we're heading towards the end of our chronological overview of all of Bally's bingos. Tonight's episode is 1977's High Flyer. High Flyer is a 6-card bingo, and as such, it is a multi-coin machine, as are most of the bingos. You step up, put in your first coin, and the game will reset. It will light the first bingo card on the Backglass and lift your first ball to the shooter lane. High Flyer is a 5-ball game, no extra balls. So at this point you can either shoot and have your 25-cent bet go against getting 3, 4, or 5 in a row on that first card, or you can put in additional coins. Your second coin will light card number 2, third 3, fourth 4, fifth 5, and sixth the 6th card. At this point, you can either play for all 6 cards, or you can deposit more coins to light what are called the red diagonals. Your 7th coin will light red diagonals on cards 1 through 3, and your 8th coin will light red diagonals on cards 4 through 6. This is guaranteed different from, say, the super lines, which also make a return. This is the next to the bottom row on each of the bingo cards. Your super line, if you get 3 in a row, scores as 4, and 4 in a row scores as 5. And in order to light the super lines, they can either light on mystery intervals as you insert your coins, or there is a rollover on the playfield on the right-hand side. If you hit this while it's lit, it will light super lines on all cards. This is very powerful because you can guarantee that all of the super lines will light just by hitting that rollover. Corner scoring is exactly as it sounds. If you get a ball in each of the 4 corners of the bingo card when corners are lit, you will score the 5-in-a-line replays for that card. Corners can be lit on mystery intervals, or they can be lit by hitting the rollover on the left-hand side of the playfield. So, you nudge the game, you steer the game, so that you have 3, 4, or 5 in a row, either on the vertical, the horizontal, or the primary diagonals, or the red diagonals, which are the alternate diagonals. At this point, you push the C button on the lockdown bar, and the game will search, it will latch when it finds a winner, and it will flash double or nothing on the Backglass. If you push the R button, you'll win the regular number of replays, as indicated for that card, for your 3, 4, or 5-in-a-line win. But you can also push the D button on the lockdown bar, which gives you a chance to earn double the normal amount of replays, again as indicated by the score and instruction card for that bingo card. But there's also a chance it'll give you absolutely nothing at all, which is pretty disheartening, especially when you have a really nice 4 or 5-in-a-line win and you dare to double it. Generally speaking, if you play for the red diagonals, it is fairly difficult to lose really badly, because your 3-in-a-line replay score is 4 credits. Now, if you double that, it's 8 credits, which, if you think about it, it takes 8 coins maximum to start a game on High Flyer, and you can win 8 replays maximum for a 3-in-a-line. That's pretty good odds, but where this game gets really interesting is when you have a 5-in-a-line on card number 6. Your 3-in-a-line score, as I mentioned, is 4 replays for all 6 cards. Your 4-in-a-line and 5-in-a-line scores, on the other hand, escalate. Your 5-in-a-lines escalate from 100 for card number 1 all the way up to 300 for card number 6. Now, if you take that 300 replays and you double it, you'll get a whopping 600 replays for a single game.
As with many of the 6 cards, High Flyer continues the tradition of having a 4-digit replay counter. So, let's talk about artwork. High Flyer has an airplane theme, like a small single-engine airplane propeller. And it is flying and carrying a banner that says High Flyer above a forest. And you can see a hawk flying through the trees. The cabinet is actually a rehash of Wall Street. And if you listen back to that episode, you'll hear me describe it in more detail, but it's essentially a city skyline, which is a little incongruous here because you've got a plane flying over the forest and then a cityscape, which, it could also fly over. Looking at the playfield, though, we're back in the forest. The airplane is up above the trees, and we see a hawk on either side of the playfield. The big thing with any 6-card game is that it's a fast game. There's no extra balls, and so you have to be quick on your feet. You have to be very skilled at nudging the ball where you want it to go. But with the advent of the red diagonals, things become a lot easier for the player. It's very hard, as I mentioned, not to at least get some kind of win for your 8 credits. Even if you just get a 4 replay win without doubling it, that's something for your money. So, stacking up a few of those, doubling here and there, and you'll be off to the races in no time. But with an 8-coin maximum, that increases the amount of coins that you're putting in from, say, $1.50 for an older game with a 6-coin max to $2. And while that doesn't sound like much, it'll add up very quickly if you're not putting together some kind of winner. So it is to your great benefit to really try for a 4 or 5 in a line. Well, that's all for tonight. Thank you very much for joining me. My name again is Nick Baldridge. You can reach me at foramusementonlypodcast@gmail.com, or you can call me on the Bingos line. That's 724-BINGOS1, 724-246-4671. You can listen to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Pocket Casts via RSS, on Facebook, on Twitter at Bingo Podcast. You can follow me on Instagram, also at Bingo Podcast, or you can listen to us on our website, which is foramusementonly.libsyn.com. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll talk to you next time.